Hey, beautiful day. Today we're going to work with the subtle body. So there's 10 bodies in Kundalini, subtle anatomy. It's sort of like the koshas. If you ever do like a teacher training, there's 5 layers or sheaths to our being. And Kundalini sort of teases out those layers and parses them a little further. So there's the mental layer or kosha. And then within Kundalini, it's like, okay, well, we have the positive mind, the negative mind, and the neutral mind. There's the physical body, there's the subtle body or the energy body. So it's like, okay, well, we have pranic energy, we have the auric energy, the what's the arc line energy. And then the subtle body is the 9th body. And it is where we store everything that we've sort of like become good at or done repeatedly. Subtle body, right? So if you are a practice musician or like really good at singing or really good at sports or really good at yoga, that sort of builds in the muscle memory into these subtle parts of us, right? And when the soul is said to leave the body at the time of death or passing on, the subtle body goes with the soul. So it's a sort of like memory bank that transfers over to the next incarnation. So if you've ever seen videos of little children like getting down at a piano, I always use this example because it just blows my mind to see it like 3-4-year-old just like know what they're doing. Yeah. Who told? No one taught you that. Yeah. Why do you know the piano? Right? That's the subtle body in action. Yeah. And the key word with the subtle body is refinement. So things like the fine arts, like classical music or dance or something where there's a quality of like, I'm going to invest my energy and practice and do this with really deep intention and like a sense of commitment. So commitment and repetition and refinement are the qualities that activate the subtle body. And this is a practice for that. And I think the subtle body is really useful when we're dealing with transforming patterns. And I feel from my experience, we do that not through negation, but through investment. So I'm investing in something new, right? I'm not like, maybe I need to quit smoking and, all I want to do is think about smoking, but instead I'm like focusing on breath work, right? And like investing in a breath work practice. Or I need to break up with this person, but there's like got a hold on me. So, okay, I'm going to invest in my friendships and relationships that nourish me, and maybe going to see a therapist and talking through it, or like, other practices that help to show me like what is this like deeper attachment, and then what does that actually mean, the deeper layer of where is that from, and now how can I nourish it by investing in the opposite, right? So creating new neural pathways ultimately. So that's why we're here. Let's tune in and take a moment to expand the space within. Nice full belly breath. And let it go through the mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. And gently retraining the mind. Just calling in fresh energy. Dropping into a space of gratitude and acknowledgement of where you are right now on your journey. This moment can be filled with appreciation for everything that's brought you here. Breathe in to tune in. Om Namo. Good day. Namo. Om good day. Namo. Om day. Big breath in, suspending breath. Exhale, let it go. Mantra. Ad Guray Nameh, Jugad Guray Nameh, Sat Guray Nameh, Siri Guray Devay. Ad Guray Nameh, Jugad Guray Nameh, Sat Guray Nameh, Siri Guray Devay Nameh. Ad Guray Nameh, Jugad Guray Nameh, Sat Guray Nameh, Siri Guray Devay Nameh. Ad Guray Nameh, Jugad Guray Nameh, Sat Guray Nameh, Siri Guray Devay Nameh. Exhale. And let's start with some breath of fire. Fingers curl in, thumbs out, arms open, spread wide to 60 degrees. Just take a moment to stretch into the body, feel the crown lifting, spine lifting. And then when you're ready, with the eyes rolled up to the top of your head, begin breath of fire. Inhale, lift the arms overhead, thumbs touch, fingers reach up. Lifting root lock, feeling that energy lift up the spine, stretching upwards. And exhale, slowly float the arms down. Letting the fingertips rest on the ground beside you, releasing and also receiving. Come onto the hands and knees and we'll move. Actually, let's stay on cross-legged. And we'll do Sufi grind. So hands on the knees, inhale, chest forward to the right, back, rounding the spine. Just feeling this circular motion, the spiral energy. This nice long deep breathing. Keep the eyes closed and concentrate at the third eye for this whole practice. So really bringing that energy inwards, assessing your own energy as you move, as you breathe. Noticing when the mind moves around or takes you to other places, stay here in the body with your breath. Stay focused just for this short amount of time, imagining it setting the foundation for your day, this deep root of connection with yourself, and then change direction. So when we become really stable within ourselves, expanded within ourselves, whatever practices we do in contacting, connecting with the home base starts to inform our actions, our relationships externally. So I can bring that expanded, grounded presence within me, and I kind of meet others where we meet ourselves. And that also invites others to go into that space for themselves, even if it's just a little subtle bit. Obviously, we can't make people do anything that they can't and won't do for themselves, but the aura, that's the subtle body's power. It starts to etch into the aura the things that we're practicing with ourselves, and that translates and transmutes out into our environment. Inhale, sit up tall through center. Hold the breath, apply root lock. Focusing at the third eye. Exhale. And then bring your arms up so the elbows are bent and the palms are facing up. And bend your wrist, fingers pointing outward. Beautiful. And then breathe here. Meditate at the third eye. Long, deep breath. The work here is to focus on the breath and the third eye. Thought that crosses the mind, just acknowledging it, anchoring back into the breath. And focusing the eyes inwards and upwards on that third eye point. Softening where you can to maintain this posture with ease. And then inhale. Exhale, let it go, relax. Just feel here what's present. So whenever I think of refinement and subtlety, I think about the Japanese culture and how it's really about precision and dedication and patience. There's so much patience built into their traditions and their artistry, art forms, the artisanal practices. Patience. We fill up the spaces that we hold in these postures. Refinement takes time. Soul is this eternal passenger. Space. It's unfolding lifetime after lifetime. Feel that expansiveness of patience in the subtle body, in the aura. Come onto the hands and knees and cat-cow. Very simple, but when we do something with this really deep intention, it becomes profound. That focus inwards on the breath, on the third eye. Finding our focus, deepening our focus. Be patient with that mind that tends to wander, bringing it back. Maybe moving a little bit faster if you'd like, more powerful breath movement. And then inhale, lift, inhale, stretch, hold the breath. Exhale, round the spine, hold the breath out. Inhale, relax, come into child's pose, exhaling, reaching the head, arms forward, hips back, palms pressed. And then slowly rise up, come into a down dog, just as a transition pose. And we're going to make our way into a high lunge. But first we're going to walk forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Stretching, breathing, letting your body hang here for a moment. Opening up that whole back line. Maybe slight bend in the knees, grabbing opposite elbow. Letting it all hang freely. And then gently roll your way up to standing. All right. And now take a big step back with your left leg. And bend your knee. So your thigh, your front thigh, or right leg is parallel to the floor. It's gonna be a minute here. And then bring your left arm in front of you and your right arm behind you. So we're kind of twisting. Palms facing up towards the sky. Breathe. Keep the eyes open if you'd like an extra challenge. Maybe close them, focusing at that third eye as your point of balance internally, anchoring in the drishti as the third eye. And our grounding, difficult postures, positions. Last few breaths. And then release, step forward. Move it out, feel it out. And the other side. Big step back with your right foot, big lunge, drop that left thigh so it's parallel, knee stacks over the ankle. Grip the floor with your toes, lift through the back heel, and then reach that right arm forward, left arm back, palms facing up. Meditating here. Good, stay with it. Breathe into spaces that are resisting or struggling. Getting up. And to soften within this intensity. Slowly release. Step forward. Good job. Shake it out. All right, lay on your back now. This is going to be a sort of version of plank that is reverse plank. So you're pointing your toes, your elbows are on the ground. You're gonna do your best. Don't hurt yourself. But I'm gonna tell you now, you're gonna want to use your core and obviously your legs are going to be working, your thighs. You want to keep your feet together, make your hands into fists by the sides of your ribs. Okay, balance your weight on the elbows and the soles of your feet. We're going to lift, apply root lock, so Mula Bandha, pelvic floor, lower belly, rectum, sex organs pulling up and in, and then breath of fire. And then you're going to lift. Okay, so lift and begin.
If ever you're on the first 3 days of your menstrual cycle and breath of fire and intense locks are part of the practice, you can skip it and do long, deep breathing instead. Good job, 30 seconds. Good, point the toes, keep the hips lifted. Good job, 15 seconds. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Rest on your back. Good job. Big energy in the chest, shoulders, upper body, lower body.
We're gonna neutralize that. Hug the knees into the chest and rock up and down a little bit. Come up to stand in a forward fold. So in this forward fold, you want to put your palms of your hands under the soles of your feet, back of your hand on the floor, Padahastasana. A nice way to measure this is to stretch your thumbs out towards each other, and if they touch, that's a good distance. Just a little kind of grazing of the tips of your thumbs. Heels behind the toes so the feet are straight and parallel, and just hang. If you need to, bend your knees, right? It's kind of hard to bring your hands under your feet, but do your best. Let the head hang, breathe, long, deep breath, focusing third eye. Equal weight through the feet, not just in the heels or the sole, the fronts. And gently release. Slight bend in the knees, rolling up, standing up. Okay. And come laying down on your stomach. We're going to do bow pose. So nice counter pose, back bending. No bow for you. Yeah. Bend, grab the feet. And we're going to do it with breath of fire. So once you have that position, right, if your back bending is not your strong suit, you can just kind of do a little bit. Just lift the chest. If you feel ready in your body to go fuller, start to kick. Lift the thighs, breath of fire. Really moving that energy up into the higher centers, into the chest, into the whole front body. So the front body's open, we're not collapsing our energy, shutting down our ability to connect, to really move from the heart space. Eyes closed, focus at the third eye. Good job, 15 more seconds. Feel the stretch through the chest, through the thighs. Inviting this opening into the body, the front body.
And inhale. Exhale, let it go. Windshield like the feet side to side, shake out the hips. You're going to come into child's pose just for a moment. And then roll up the spine, come sitting on the sits bones. We're gonna do boat pose. So some more core. Balancing on the sit bones, lifting the legs straight up 60 degrees. Arms parallel to each other, the floor, palms facing in, fingers forward, breath of fire. Good, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Lay back or sit in easy pose. It's a little physical today, huh? Going strong. Okay, guess what? We're gonna do, is this called Lolasana? When you're in Lotus, or
Lolasana, I think it's this one was. Totalasana.
or Tolasana? Tolasana. Google, tell us.
I think this was Lois.
Yeah, Tolasana. So they don't call it that in Kundalini ever. I don't know. They don't call it. Yeah, I don't know. We're in Lotus. Okay, so Lotus obviously is not for everybody. Do what you can. You can just even do in easy pose. And we're going to lift the body and hold the position. You can do your fists. You can do your palms flat. Put the weight of your body on your hands, on the arms, and lift. Okay. And we're just going to breathe. Long, deep breath, focus. Third eye. If you need to keep one foot down or just kind of lift your butt a little bit, the idea is we want to engage and lift through the core, pelvic floor. Do your best. Breathe. Creating this really deep strength in the shoulders, the arms. 30 more seconds. Feeling that lift from within the diaphragm, low belly, pelvic floor. Finding your focus inwards, grounded. Nice. 10 more seconds. You got this. Brace under pressure. And let it go. Yay. It feels so good when you get out of it. We're sadists.
In order to enjoy this normalcy, I have to experience the work.
That's that dopamine.
Yeah, because I don't just take it for granted. It's
Yeah.
like, it's working.
Gotta suffer to
Yeah. Appreciate it.
surrender. Okay, last thing. Yay, we're done. Stretch pose. I'm sorry, it's not me, it's the Kriya. Okay, but guess what? We're not raising it 6 inches, but 12 inches. So most people I feel like do it 12 inches anyway. So like a foot of space between your heels and the ground.
What about the other one?
And yeah, you want to bring your legs up
Just
12 inches and your head's going to be lifted, but it's not as like precise. So laying on your back, pointing the toes, straight legs, palms facing your thighs, lift the head, lift the feet 12 inches, breath of fire. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just stay in it. Just a minute. If you need to alternate the legs, keep only one leg lifted, make it your own to support where you're at. Really press your low back down. Good, 20 seconds. Ten, 5, good job. Inhale. And let it go. Wow, did that. Open up, soften into the ground. You're good, you're done. Relax in Shavasana. And take any little stretches, have the knees in if that feels like a good reset after that last pose. And then when you feel ready to just completely relax, take a moment, scan the body, connect with these amazing parts of you. Let them be held in the space of rest.
Start to deepen the breath. Getting to move the ankles and wrists, circling them out. When you feel ready, inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Exhaling the knees into the chest. And drop your knees over to the left. And then bring the knees back to center and to the other side. And then bringing the knees back to center, rub the palms, rub the feet. Make your way up and down the spine a few times, rocking and rolling. And then sitting in easy pose. Okay. We're going to do a little meditation. The Adi mantra, which we chant at the beginning of every class, Om Namo, Gurudev Namo. And this is for our sort of own edification. If you ever feel like your faith is weakening or you're just sort of losing touch with what inspired you at the beginning of your spiritual path, or a creative endeavor where you're super excited and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go and do, and then it sort of like dissipates or there's a lack of inspiration, this generates Shakti. And it also creates involvement without attachment. So we can stay like free and inspired and moving with the energy that's like true, right? I feel like when we get attached, it immediately creates falseness because nothing is forever. And when we're attached, we like want it to be forever. And that part of us, that ego, the spiritual ego that thinks it needs to like achieve versus be like a receptor for grace, gets shut down. So this is a great meditation to call on our consciousness to sort of become receptive. So the work is staying in an active state of reception. So I'm not necessarily actively claiming and doing and like owning. I'm actively open to receive to what's next, what's true now. So I like the way they break down the meaning of the mantra. Om is the creative energy of the total cosmos and consciousness of the creator experienced in this creation. It has the connotation of energy and activity. It generates Shakti, the creative force. It's not Om. The sound Om is for withdrawal and relaxation. So Om is for creative involvement. Namo means to bow or to call on, right? So we're just like offering our respects and we're becoming open to call on these higher resources in a mood of like gratitude. And the Guru is teacher, wisdom. Gu means darkness, Ru means light. So Gur is formula to systematically attain a goal. And Guru is something which can give you that formula, right? Like all these teachings or the sort of mantras or a structure to our lives. Okay. So hands are in this sweet little mudra, Gyan mudra, thumb and pointer fingers touch, and then the pinky fingers touch. And you're holding the hands in front of the chest, like the heart. Hands are kind of cupped, like you're catching something. The fingers together. And the eyes are closed. And we will chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva 3 times on one breath. And the sound Dev is a little a minor third higher. So we're probably music people. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Sort of like this. Ong is created in the inner chambers of the sinuses, the upper palate. I want to emphasize the NG sound, so Ong. Okay. First part of Namo is short. Gu is pronounced as in the word good. Gu, good, good. Syllable Ru rhymes with the word true. Dev rhymes with save. Deva carries slightly on the second syllable. The ah and deva is chanted with the mouth open and the sound vibrating from an open throat. It's just like a little technicality for that. Okay, 3 times on one breath. Om Namo, Guru Dev Namo, Guru Dev Namo, Guru Deva. Inhale. Oh, and also your eyes are slightly open. Focus down at the tip of your nose. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Breathing in again. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. 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 Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev 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 Namo Om Namo Gurudev 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 Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev 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 Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Om Namo Gurudev 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 Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev 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 Namo. Big breath in. Hold. Exhale. Let it go. Relax. Meditate. Drop in. So practice. Mantra set. Big inhale. Sa. Uh, Small, lift to all, right to all. Okay.